But moving on to Aaron's top 10, bottom 5, if you wanna hit it off.
Yeah, for sure. So for my top 10, bottom 5 this week, we have a few interesting things popping up. At number 10, coming in for the top 10 teams in the NFL this week, we have the Detroit Lions.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Listen,
ooh.
I don't think that they've fallen any off at it any at all. I think definitely I don't think there's going to be as many people arguing with me as there was last week after a 40-14 win. They 100% deserve to be in a team with top 10 right now. They just do. They're playing lights out football. They're on a hot streak. I don't care what anyone says. I think they deserve to be in that spot. If not higher, definitely 10. Um, my number 9 team this week in the NFL, it is the New York Jets. I think that the New York Jets played a very good team against the team that I had ranked number 1 last week. When a team coming in that was unranked last week comes in and plays a good game against a team that was ranked number 1, you're going to have to put them up into a ranking at that point. They played a great game. I think Mike White has been playing a very solid game. They got some good defensive players, some nice young offensive talented people. We'll see if they can continue down the road. But right now, where they sit this week, they are number 8.
9.
At number 7,
Wait, who's 9?
that was 9.
You just
Oh,
said the.
8.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, that was 9. We're at 8. Sorry. We're at 8. At number 8, we have the Miami Dolphins. All right. I don't think there's been really many arguments up to this point. I think they've definitely fallen down after last week.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat a team without a quarterback. I'm sorry.
Badly. Badly.
Yeah, you've fallen down in my opinion in the rankings. I don't think you're falling out of the top 10. I think they're still a scary team. They're still a scary offense, but I don't think they deserve to be any higher than 8 at this point in the season.
Mm-mm.
Any disagreements up until the point of this list, or any topics that you want to cover?
You said the Jets were unranked last week.
I'm pretty sure. Did I rank them last week?
I don't think you did. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the Jets coming out. I think having the Jets over the Lions is a little. I mean, like it's preference. I'm fine with them being in the top 10 because of how they played against the Vikings.
I think so. Here's the thing. Yeah, I think they should definitely be in the top 10. I would almost have them um at 10 and have the Lions at 9.
But if they faced off, I'm
But
taking the Jets.
yeah, that's
That's the
where I was
thing.
at. When I was making this list, I was like, if I'm going to take these two teams and I'm going to face them off against each other, who am I going to pick?
Yeah,
Right
Jets.
now, I'm going to pick the Jets.
Yeah,
And so I think it'll be a close game, and I think the Lions could win that game. But right now, if I was going to bet,
yeah, Jets. I
it
put
would be on
I
the
put
Jets.
I put my money on the Jets. So
Yeah,
I guess yeah. Okay, that's fine then.
that's a good conversational point to about it though. Yeah, now coming in at number 7 this week, the team that came in off a win off of Miami, it is the San Francisco 49ers.
Good placement.
I think they, even without Jimmy G, they're still a Super Bowl favorite. I still think they'll make a deep playoff run.
Yep.
They're still pretty healthy in all their key spots. We'll see if they can continue and maybe catch some fire moving ahead in this playoff race. Any conversation topics that
I
you want to
I
hit there,
agree.
Nick?
I agree. They can't be any higher just because of the quarterback, but they definitely can't be any lower. I think they're on the bubble of the Super Bowl
Yeah,
contender.
they're in the bubble, if not already. Like, yeah. But when you list those teams off, Miami, Jets, Lions,
They can
there's
be
not
any of
a
them.
team.
Yeah, they can be any of
Yeah,
them.
there's not a team that's going to be beating them. And this is where an argument kind of came into my mind, and you
Uh
might be in an argument too with
oh.
me
Uh
here. I have
oh.
The Cowboys at number 6,
No, I'm
but
fine with that.
yeah, yeah. But with what they showed up last week and how they played, I wasn't a believer until last week and what they can truly do.
I'm
Now,
still
this
not
is
a
a team
believer,
that's
so
supposed. No,
I'm
I'm
still
not.
not a believer,
But
so
when I say believer, as is this a good team? I'm not a believer as in are they a Super Bowl favorite, or even if they're going to win a playoff game. Am I a believer that this is a legitimately good team that could play off and beat anyone in the NFL?
yeah.
I believe anyone on my top 10 this week, given the odds, given the wind blowing in their favor, could beat any team in the NFL given a Sunday. All right, Lions can beat any of the upper teams that are going to be coming up. Any team on this team, I wouldn't be completely, oh my gosh, you can't believe it, that it was a complete upset of this game, and same with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys have been a very solid team this year. I think they will win a few playoff games. I don't think they'll win at all, but we'll see. I have them at 6 this week, and I think that's a good placement for them. Moving ahead, we have at number 5 the Kansas City Chiefs. Listen, and the reason I have them at
I mean,
5,
they
I had
lost.
them either at 3 or 4 last week, and then you lost,
Yeah, you got to go down.
and
You got to go down.
you got to go down. And I still think they're like the AFC Super Bowl favorites.
Yeah, no, they'll beat the Bills.
Bills?
They'll beat
Yeah,
the Bills easily.
even
So
Cincinnati, like one of those two teams, like those are the three. That's the three-headed dog right there. That's going to go into that AFC Championship game and battle it out. You pick or choose who you want to face. It'll be Kansas City.
yeah.
It's going to be Kansas City in one of those two teams. It's not going to be the Bengals and the Buffalo. I don't think. I mean, who knows?
Well, it's gonna be Bills have 1 seed, Chiefs have 2. Then the
Yeah.
Ravens currently hold the NFC North, AFC North. I don't think they're giving it up. So it's gonna be Bengals as
No.
the 5th seed, going to
Yeah,
What does 5 seed face? Do they face 4? Is it 4-5 face?
5-4. Yeah,
So they're not gonna face the Bills. Whoever's the 1 seed, the Bengals aren't gonna
Yeah.
face them until the conference championship. So if the Chiefs can steal the 1st seed, they don't gotta deal with them for a while.
yeah. So I'm saying, I think the Bengals are either going to face off again, or the Chiefs are going to either face off against the Bills or the Bengals in that championship game.
Yeah, I
don't
completely
believe the
agree.
Ravens are going to do that.
Nope.
I don't think any other team, Miami, I don't think is
Nope.
this year. I think in the future they're going to be an exciting team. This year, I don't think they're ready for it.
No, this year is only it really is only the Bengals, because
Really,
the Bengals are built for it this year. The Bills are built for it this year. The Chiefs are built for it for this year and the future because of Patrick Mahomes. But like the Miami Dolphins are built for the future.
mhm.
The Jets are built for the future. What's another team? The Ravens just need to get healthy. They're built for the future. Well, Lamar's not signed
And
long
now
term.
and for the future. Yeah.
I mean, Lamar's not signed long term though. And he's already gone through a couple injuries in the last year or 2.
Yeah, I think he'll still resign there with the Ravens.
I hope
don't
not.
see him up and leaving.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I'm sure you,
God, I hope not, bro. I want him to the Lions. I want him to the
If he
Lions. I've been
has a
saying it
bad
for
splitting-
years.
Let's be honest here. If he has a bad split up with the Ravens, he's going to Pittsburgh.
He's going to the Lions. Stop.
No.
He's going to the Lions. That's all I want.
If he has a bad breakup with the Baltimore, he's going to Pittsburgh.
I want a Lions Lamar Jackson jersey
Game
so
match.
badly. So badly.
Get it. And he's talked about it. That's one of the teams I think he's listed as a team he would actually want to go to.
That's all I
Which is
want.
exciting.
I would root for the Lions for the NFC if Lamar Jackson went to the Lions. I love Lamar Jackson.
I
But
might
it's,
become a closet Lions fan. At
it's
that
no, you don't gotta be closeted, bro. Everyone will understand. Everyone will understand.
Yeah.
But
Well,
continue.
I'm a Bears fan. I can't be 2 teams of the NFC.
Nope. Everyone will understand because Lamar Jackson is so likable.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. The team that beat the Kansas City Chiefs coming in at number 4. Number 4 is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
I think they're the better team from the Baltimore Ravens, even though they have the better record at this point in the NFL season. I think they're the better team, and I think that's a good spot for them at 4. I think Joe Burrow entered the MVP conversation this week, like we covered earlier. Like I said earlier, there's not a single team on here that I don't think the Bengals are going to beat that is ahead of them. If they want to match, they proved that they were better this week against the Chiefs. I think beat the Cowboys, Jets, 49ers, Miami, and so on. So I definitely have them there, and will continue to be high if they continue winning. Number 3 this week, coming in, the Kings of the AFC. They've reclaimed the AFC number 1 seed. It is the Buffalo Bills.
So
Buffalo
two
Bills at 3.
2 NFC teams in the top 2.
2 NFL NFC teams are the top 2.
I don't know who's number 2. I know who's number 1. I don't know who's number 2. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. And so here's the thing. I really, truly, I'm still not 100% of a believer in the Buffalo Bills.
I
think
agree.
they've embarrassed themselves a few times.
Yep.
But I think 3 is a really good spot for them. I think that right there in the middle, they could definitely move up. They could move down. I think right there at 3, there's not a team I think that's really going to beat them. Or that they're not going to beat that's came before them. And these next 2 teams, I really think truly, in my heart of hearts, would beat them if they showed off. coming up here. Any comments on the list up to this point?
What was number 4? That was the Bengals, right?
Yep.
I think that Jamar Chase didn't have a good day against the Chiefs. Like he had like 4 for 80.
An average.
But
He
like
had
just
one really good play where he jumped over a guy, which was really cool. But
yeah, I think just having him on the field changes that offense. Like he doesn't have to have, like he's obviously still like lingering injury, but you can just tell the difference of him on the field, how good they play. So I'm fine with them at 4. At 3, you have the Bills. If you put them lower, I wouldn't have been mad either. Like this team is not that good right now. Like they're winning against like this. They are winning games, but they're winning because of
they're
Josh
similar.
Allen.
Yeah, they're similar to the Vikings,
Yep.
where they're limping through these games, which
Yep.
that's they're winning. They're winning.
It's
You
winning.
can't argue
It's
with
winning.
them. It's winning, but they're limping, and that when you're going limping into a game, it scares me a little bit.
Take
And
Josh Allen.
I don't think-
Yeah, no, take
yeah,
Josh Allen out. They're not winning these games. That's the problem.
not at all. But I mean, take any of these teams' quarterback, which he did with the 49ers, but take any
That's
of
what I'm
these
saying.
teams' quarterback. Take any of these teams' quarterbacks, they're not going to be the same team. It's outside of Dallas and San Francisco, who prove that they can still play without their quarterbacks. But uh, your quarterback's your main position for your
I'm
so,
saying Josh Allen because he's also their leading rusher. How are you a quarterback and your team's unless you're Lamar Jackson? I don't want you being your team's leading rusher.
Justin Fields is too. But
Oh
Justin
my
Fields-
gosh, dude.
that-
Well,
Justin
Khalil
Fields is
Herbert,
like- no, hear me
Khalil
out.
Herbert getting hurt did not help either.
No, hear me out though. He's like number 6 or 7 in the league.
I love it. I love it.
In the league,
I
not
love it.
not quarterback. In the league rushing, he's like 6 or 7.
I
He's got
love it.
940 yards, I think. Rushing, it's crazy. He's having
We-
crazy statistics.
we live in a
Winning.
Yeah, we live in a world where Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields are top 10 rushers, just like not even by yards. I know it doesn't mean like pure rushing ability. They're 2 of the top 10 best runners of the ball,
Mhm. Yeah.
and they can both throw, and they both can throw.
And they can both throw. And they can both. That's the thing. Mobile quarterbacks of the past. Robert Griffin could not throw at 80-yard.
Yep, that's the best. I agree.
He just done it, and his arm wouldn't allow it. Justin Fields and Lamar 100% could. I've seen them do it.
No, yeah,
I've seen Justin Fields throw a whole field. I haven't seen Lamar do that, but I've seen Justin throw a whole field. So funny because his name's Fields too. But anyway, moving on. My number 2 team of the week, moving down from their number 1 spot, it is the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, I thought you already said the Vikings. Okay, now I
No.
know. Okay, yep, I agree. They should move down. I
Yep.
agree.
They barely beat the Jets. It was an ugly game. It was a scary game. When I'm watching that game and I'm scared for them, and I was scared for myself having ranked so highly last week, it's not a good look. You're limping. You have a 10-point differential that you're winning these games by. You need to up that. You need to do better. You don't have a bad team. You're winning games, but you need to get those point differentials up. And so you're at 2 this week. At my number 1 team this week,
Philadelphia
the best
Eagles.
team in the NFL, it's the Philadelphia.
It's the Eagles. Yeah.
It's at this point in the NFL, I can no longer deny their goodness.
They're the number 1.
I can no longer. They're number 1. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl this year.
I don't know, man. That NFC's looking weak. Man. The only team I think
49ers would beat them in a head-to-head matchup.
and the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, and the Chiefs would beat them.
That's why I think they're hoping for the Bills. I think they're hoping for the Bills in the Super Bowl because Josh Allen versus that secondary. Yeah.
I think because it would be a toss-up, but I think they win against Minnesota. They win against Dallas. Yeah, and I think 49ers and the Chiefs are the 2 teams, and the Bengals. I would give the Bengals an edge in that game too. But
That's what I'm saying. I think they're hoping for the Bills in the Super Bowl. If let's say they do go to the Super Bowl, let's say like we 100% know it's the Eagles in the future. Like we can see the future.
Yeah.
I think if we're Eagles fans, we're wanting the Bills because it's if you could take out Josh Allen, it's gone.
Well,
You won the game.
Jets. You're wanting the Miami Dolphins.
I'm
you're wanting
being
a team like
serious
that.
though. I'm being serious though. Like
But yeah, if you're picking
they're not
like
win. They're not going to the
win
Super
under,
Bowl. Yeah, they're not beating
yeah,
the Chiefs. No one is
no,
beating the Chiefs right now. But let's just say somehow the Bills beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game.
yeah,
I think they
which could
want.
happen.
Yo, it could. They want the Bills so badly because they know they can't beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think it'll be one of those three teams: the Chiefs, Bengals, Bills
I agree.
against. E- I think
Eagles or
we're on the Eagles
49ers.
now.
Yeah, Eagles or
Yeah,
49ers.
a toss up between those two teams. I think that's your AFC Championship game now. I've lost a little faith in the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see if they can get that point differential up and see if they can start convincing some teams. All right, bottom five. We'll get through this so we're not taking too long in this segment, but we'll get through this real quick. At number five, now we're going from five is the fifth in line of the worstest team. They're not the worst team. Four and so on. Number one is the worst team in the NFL.
Yep.
Just clarifying, some people get confused with that. All right, it's the Colts. Colts
Yeah.
at five.
Yeah.
I want it to not be that way. I want the Colts to be better. They're not a good team right now, and so I have them as my fifth worst team in the NFL at this point. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I want to hear your other picks first before I say anything.
Yeah. At number four, I have the Panthers. Panthers have been a complete embarrassment this year. They fired their coach. They're going to fire their GM. They're going to completely rebuild. They've traded away some of their best players. They've been a complete embarrassment, and I don't know what else you can really truly say. We'll go through it, and then we can talk about some reviews and stuff after. At number three, I have the Texans. Now, a lot of people have them as their worst team in the NFL. I have two picks, and I have two reasons of why I have these two teams ahead the Texans.
All right.
I think the Texans are a team that we knew heading into the season they're going to be bad.
Oh, I see. How you're taking this. Okay.
They were going to be a bad team.
Yep.
We knew they were in a rebuild. We knew Lovie Smith was a placeholder. We knew they didn't have a quarterback. We knew all of these things. That's plain and simple. What we didn't know
They're playing how we expected.
they're playing as expected. What we didn't know was the Broncos were going to be as bad as they are. I have them as my number two worst team in the NFL. They have been complete crap this season. They have not done a single thing very well besides the defense, and even their defense
Amazing
has been very
defense.
good. Yeah.
Up now
It's
it's not
good.
anymore. No, now it's not anymore. They've given up.
Yeah.
Like if you watch
Yeah.
the last 2 weeks, they've given up.
They've just given up, and so.
But through the first like 12 weeks, dude, it was like apparently they like held like it was less than 15 points. Less than 15 points in every game. But their offense only scored 13. So I mean like
You can't control that.
Yeah.
And so that's where I have the Texans at 3, and then I have them at 2 because we expected the Texans to be this way.
Yeah.
And I think the Texans have proven that they're actually a little bit better than what we thought they were going to
Their
be.
defenses.
Yeah. And so at this point, like why and that young running back looks really good too.
Damian Pierce.
And so so I think definitely without a doubt in my mind the Broncos deserve to be number 2 worst team in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
And at number 1, the biggest disappointment this year, this is how I'm going based off of this, it's the Rams.
Yep.
How do you go from winning the Super Bowl, being a team that was supposed to be the next dynasty? It was looking like it was going to be all-stars. You spent $5 billion on a stadium. You were one of the first teams to win, second team to win a Super Bowl in their stadium.
In a row.
In a row. But yeah, second team to ever do it. It was crazy. All the lights, all the shining, and it's completely fallen to complete crap this season. Now, are they a worse team than the Texans? No, I don't think so. I think they're a better team than the Texans. But if we're talking about the worst team and the worst expectations, I think I had them going back to the playoffs, definitely making a deep playoff run.
Yeah, same.
I didn't think they would probably win the Super Bowl again, but I had them making a deep playoff run. And so to have that to being like their one game, I think, being away from eliminated from the playoffs.
Well, they're currently a top 5 pick. I believe they're 5. I think they're 5. I believe they're 5.
Yeah, and I don't think they own that pick either.
Nope, it is the Broncos. Well, no, the Lions. It's the Lions. Sorry, it's the Lions.
It's Lions, yeah.
So, hold on.
That's my top 10, bottom 5. Any arguments with that list?
No, not at all. I completely agree.